to sit up here? Or do they want us to walk up?
Oh, no, you'll start seated, so you
Okay, cool. Cool. Hey, where's the cup at? Did I leave it? The cup with the... Is it? Appreciate you, kid.
Green.
How you doing, brother?
Joshua Wing.
Maurice, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
right, the red light is on, guys. Welcome to the Gamebred BK MMA press conference, Costa versus Davis. As in 2 days away, Friday night, we will blow the roof back off the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Guys, talking about that, tickets are still on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Limited, but tickets are still on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. If you can't make it to this historic event, you can stream it absolutely free. The Boss Man, once again, made it free for us on the Gamebred BK MMA YouTube page. 9 p.m. on the East Coast Friday night, 8 p.m. Biloxi time. Also, weigh-ins tomorrow will be streamed 4 p.m. on the East Coast and 3 p.m. here in Biloxi. All right, guys, real quick shout out to our presenting sponsor, A-Game, for hydrating our athletes all week long. But let's get this going. First and foremost, we're gonna get opening remarks. The boss man himself, the original BMF, future UFC Hall of Famer, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
How's everyone doing? God bless all these brave athletes. They're going to go to war soon for us on Friday. They put it all on the line. And also let me point out the fact that a lot of these guys here are fight of the night winners multiple times. So it's one of our biggest and best cards to date. It's our 8th show. Definitely the most pumped I've ever been for a show. And I've been in every interview I've been telling everyone this is going to be our best card. Last card, I think we had about 8 finishes. I think we're going to have more of this fight, you know. And it's so matched evenly on both sides. I can't wait, man, for the cage to close. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Everybody watching, everybody in Biloxi, Mississippi is going to show up. And a special thank you to all these brave motherfuckers out here that put it on the line. Thank you.
All right, let's keep it going. We're going to ask Jason Knight for opening remarks. Mississippi legend back here in Biloxi. Jason.
Man, Friday night's almost here. The hard work's over. It's time for us to go out there and have some fun. I 100% expect to blow the roof off of the Coast Coliseum. I don't know about the rest of these guys, but I'm showing up on Friday night, so y'all get ready.
There we go. All right. In the co-main event, the Vanilla Gorilla, 2-0 under the banner. First round knockout just of Alex Spartan Nicholson. Chase Sherman, opening remarks.
Just excited to be back home in the home city and put on a show for the fans. It's going to be a great night of violence.
Love it. All right, guys. Next, one half of the main event for the inaugural Bantamweight World Champion. Masterclass in his last performance. Randy Costa, open mic.
I'm very thankful for the position that I'm in, very thankful for the opportunity from both Jorge Masvidal and Dean Toole to put they thought some dickhead like me would be worthy enough to be on the poster and fighting for the first bantamweight belt. I have a great fighter in front of me on Friday night, and we're going to put on a great show for sure.
Talking about that great fighter, guys, the uber talented Mississippi's own fighting for a world championship, Brandon Davis.
Man, I can't be more excited to have a fight against a guy that y'all have already seen us fight. If you watched it, man, you know it was a banger. So there's going to be nothing different with this. I don't think either one of us is trying to take anybody down. It's going to be what you want to see, and luckily it'll be the last fight, so y'all stay and watch it.
All right, we're going to keep on going to a heavyweight making his debut. He's fought all over the world. Great guy. Let's give it up for Maurice Green.
I wouldn't have it any other way, man. I'm always down to scrap, and I never take easy fights, and Chase is by far not an easy fight. And I'm ready to share the cage with him, man. A lot of violence happening, a whole lot of it.
There we go. Last but definitely not least, doesn't matter if it's a week's notice, month's notice, 6 months, Joshua Weems, always exciting, always entertainment. Joshua Weems, open mic.
Yeah, just excited for the vet that's been across from me for over 10 weeks. We've known his name. I knew we were going to match up eventually, so just been every morning motivated, and I'm ready to really show all the dedication and hard work and bring the action on Friday, for sure.
There we go. All right, guys, we're going to open it up really quick into the media, but beforehand, first question for Jorge. My man, how does it feel, one, to be back, Gamebred BK MMA is back, and also being back in Biloxi, Mississippi?
Back in our birthplace. Love it. This is our first, second, and third show over here in Biloxi, Mississippi. And the community is amazing. They always treat us very well. We have some local legends from here as well on the card, so it feels good to give back to a community that since the beginning opened us with warm arms. So here we go, another one. You know, we're going to blow the roof off, as everybody's saying, because we know what we're going to do here. The guys that have fought in Mississippi know the crowd comes and they want one thing. They want violence. They want entertainment. They want to see high-level MMA. And believe it or not, they know the shit out here, man. Like, this is a fight town, you know. So we try to match the cards as violent and as evenly as possible, and let the dogs do their work.
Love it. What does it mean to you to be crowning your second world championship under this great banner?
Oh, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling, especially the two guys that we have representing, fighting for the belt. They both embody what the company stands for, what we like in champions, that perseverance, that get after it, and be as violent as possible on your way through it, you know. So we're excited. It's gonna be a great fight. I know it's gonna be another one of these fight of the year type fights, so we can't wait, man.
Love it. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's skip right here to Randy Costa, my man. I keep on saying it over and over again. That fight with Jason Knight, absolute masterclass you just put on. How do you up that to win a world championship on Friday night?
I mean, not really change anything, man. I just have to go out there and believe in myself, trust the work that I've been doing. Like I said, I know I have a really tough fight in me. He has one on me already. He beat me like 5 years ago, something like that. I'm excited to get back in there and mix it up with him, man. He's an exciting fighter. I'm an exciting fighter, and I think we're going to tear the roof off this motherfucker on Friday night.
That's for sure. At the end of the night, if they say Randy Costa world champion, what would that mean to you?
That's going to be pretty fucking cool, man. It's like just kind of like putting a stamp on like this hard work that I've been doing. I feel like I've done everything right over the last whatever months amount of time we've had to get ready for this fight, and that'll be a good thing, man. But the most important thing would be going out there and having the platform and opportunity to display and to express myself in a situation like this, and like I said, have a great dance partner to do so.
Beautiful. Appreciate it, brother. All right, Brandon, my man. Great performance in your last two here under the banner. Great performance under the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Is it any extra pressure being Biloxi? We talk about it all the time. We coined it the Biloxi Boys. Is it any extra pressure to fight here in Biloxi, and especially for a world championship?
No, I know what I'm here for. I'm here to try to beat Randy up and win the belt. Like he said, this is a good fight. Super tough fight in front of me. You saw what he did with Jason last fight. Can't let him do that with me, obviously. I mean, nobody's going to be able to take those kicks and those punches and keep coming. So a little better defense and moving. But other than that, no, there's no added pressure. I know what I got to do. Don't care who loses or wins before me. My job is to beat up Randy and win this title.
Yes, sir. Same question I just asked Randy. At the end of the night, they say Brandon Davis, world champion, especially here in Mississippi. What would that mean to you?
Oh, man, to be the inaugural, the first ever, I mean, as fast as this sport's growing and where I think it'll be, I can't say by the end because I don't foresee it in a few years, and it's competing up there next to 1FC and the UFC and all that, then, I mean, to be the first would be pretty badass, and I'm looking forward to do that and work my ass off to come out here and lose, so that's my plan.
There we go. All right, let's skip it now to the Vanilla Gorilla Chase Sherman. My man, 2-0 under the Gamebred BK MMA banner. What does a win Friday night mean for you and going forward under this banner?
I only think there's one option, man, and that's the title shot. And I think everybody that pays attention to this sport understands and knows that. So Junior's going to have to get ready to fight me, you know. So that's the only way I see it. Win Friday, get a title shot.
Love that. What does Maurice Green, very long, very tall, ginormous, what does he bring Friday night that you have to be careful for?
Well, I mean, it's a fight without gloves on. We're two heavyweights, man. So, I mean, anything can happen, you know. There's just multiple different variables. He's a seasoned vet. You know, he trains with the best fighter to ever walk this planet, John Jones. And he's fought in every major organization there is, PFL, UFC, you know, Glory Kickboxing, you know. So we're not taking this fight lightly at all. And I have my work cut out for me, you know. And so it's going to be an interesting night for sure.
Thank you, Chase. All right, let's skip it over to Maurice. My man, this is your debut here for Under the Banner. What do you expect even from yourself fighting bare knuckle MMA?
You know, it's my debut. There's a lot of unknown out there that this sport brings that MMA just can't because we got gloves on. So I welcome all of that shit. And I have a great dance partner. And just like Chase said, after I win, I expect to fight Junior for that title because I feel Chase is the closest fighter under this banner to that belt. And that's the biggest reason why I wanted to fight him. You know, like I keep saying it. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So I got my work cut out for me with Chase. As you guys know, he's a dog, but there's another dog in the yard, and you're going to see that Friday night.
With that being said, second part of it was, this is a stacked heavyweight division. Guto is coming into this division. Alex Spartan Nicholson is in this division. Alan Belcher's still here. We got Roy Nelson here. Chase Sherman's here. How do you feel that you can compete with all these guys, especially Junior Dos Santos as the heavyweight champion?
I beat Junior. I think the hardest heavyweight to fight out of all of us heavyweights would probably be Guto, because we all start on our feet, right? I kickboxed in Glory. I watched him coming up. You know, I'm in the mix, you know, and Friday night, everybody's going to see that I'm in the mix.
Thank you. All right, let's switch it over. Jason Knight, my man. 1-1 in the last two under this banner. You know, the championship fight, one of them is an ex-opponent from you. What do you think a win means for you in this division moving forward on Friday night?
If I win this fight, I don't retire. If this dude somehow manages to beat me, I've made a promise to God that I'll take that as a sign that I'm done. You know, I don't think that Josh Weems, you know, should be on the same level as me. So therefore, I don't plan on letting him win this fight. So, you know, this fight's for all the marbles for me. And my kids are going to be there. I usually never let my kids come and watch me fight, just because, you know, I got all this scar tissue. I get cut so much. But my kids are going to be in the you know, arena that night. And, you know, Josh Weems is by no means getting the best version of Jason Knight. You know, he's getting the best version that I'm able to give him, and I think that's going to be more than enough. You know, I've had to work my ass off day in and day out, leave straight from work, go to the gym, and, you know, I put blood, sweat, and tears into this. And, you know, I don't plan on him finishing me in the second round like he says he's going to do. You know, that I don't see that happening. You know, I'm going to go out here, and I plan on teaching him a lesson. You know, I plan on teaching him to, you know, keep his mouth shut and don't say stuff like that.
All right, Jason, you're kind of answering my last question here. Last fight here with Randy, it seems you guys had massive respect going into it. How do you feel about Joshua Weems? It seems like there's a little bit more bad blood this time.
No, man, I've got all the respect in the world for Josh Weems. I really do. I know that he's a tough opponent, but you know, I think he's kind of underestimating me a little bit. You know, he said he's training for the guy who fought Dan Hooker, but you know, he wouldn't even be matched up against that guy. He's fighting the, I guess you could say, the 32-year-old on his way out, Jason Knight. You know, as he says, I'm on my way out, he's on his way in. I guess we're going to find out on Friday.
There we go. All right, let's open it up to Joshua Weems. Josh, this Friday night, you fought for this banner. You've been at multiple press conferences for this banner. Is Friday night the biggest fight of your career?
No doubt. Every fight is the biggest fight of my career. Every fight.
This platform has gave you, like I said, multiple press conferences, multiple big opportunities, big fights. What does Gamebred BK MMA mean to you?
Man, y'all gonna get me choked up, man. They treat us good. They treat us like family. They've changed my life, and I'm ready to pour all that hard work and dedication they've put into me. I want to pour that into that cage, and for these fans, that's what they're doing. They don't get crotch snippers. That's why they're building the division for a reason. They're freaking getting the best fighters they can get to fight for this gold, and that's why you got the two best 35ers right here fighting for it, and that's why y'all got Junior Dos Santos. He's one of the greatest in the world, you know what I'm saying, holding that gold, you know. And I look to be one of those guys to show my performance on Friday night that is worthy of a title shot. And yeah, man, no disrespect to Jason, but there's no thinking on my part. I know my why, and I'm not on my way in. I've been here, and I'm on your level. I find it very disrespectful for you to say I couldn't make it in that cage when you were preparing for Dan Hooker, bro. I've traveled. I know what it's like. Yeah, them boys with them UFC gloves on and shorts, they ain't nothing but another fighter. When I punch you in your mouth and I move in front of you, you're the same. You bleed just like I do. And I'm ready. I'm ready for the version that you brought to Dan Hooker. I promise you, I'm ready. I've trained with that intensity, and you'll see that. You'll see that on Friday. I'm so motivated. Both of my babies are watching this. They cannot come because this is my wife's, our 15-year anniversary, and this is for her. This is for my babies, and I'm ready to show that whoever wins that belt next, I'm coming for them. All due respect.
Cannot wait, guys. Friday night. Let's open up to the media. Miss Maddie Levine.
All right, let's start it off with our main event. Randy with Maddie Levine, Fight Bananas. This is your first cut to 135 in 2 years. Tell me how you're feeling, and does this feel like home for you at 135?
I think now definitely yes. I feel like I'm doing everything right. I was kind of like a dickhead with my nutrition before. I was eating way too much candy, but I've really dialed that in. I've been working with a nutritionist. His name's Tristan Kennedy. Been working with him about 5 years now, and for the past year, I've been 100% locked in, and I'm feeling incredible going to 35. I'm like 8 pounds over right now, still feeling strong, still feeling full. I definitely feel like this is my home, but I mean, it definitely didn't suck fighting at 45 either. Can eat a little bit more, but we'll see what happens after this. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
In a recent interview, your opponent Davis mentioned that the longer the fight goes, the better chance that he has. How would you like to respond to that?
I mean, I'm not much of a numbers guy, but he's right about that. I mean, anytime I've gone to the second round, I've lost. And he can be a 5-round fighter, and I'll be a 5-minute fighter, but you have to get through the first 5 minutes. I don't know how long the fight's going to last. He doesn't know how long the fight's going to last. But the bullshit about it being 5 rounds is that's just a formality. It's definitely not going to be 5 rounds.
So on Friday night, you could potentially be the inaugural bantamweight champion. If you win this fight, who's the first person you're calling?
Who's the first person I'm calling or calling out? I'm going to have all
You
my
know what?
people.
Let's do both. Who
I'm
are you
gonna have
calling
my.
out?
I'm not
and then who
calling
are
out
you
anybody
calling?
because I don't know what I'm doing after this fight. I don't know what I'm going to do after, like literally right after. I have no idea.
When you pick up the phone, who are you calling?
Oh God, I don't know who I'm going to call. I'm going to have all my people here. The people that matter are going to be here. My parents are going to be here. I got my boy Nico, my coaches. I'm a lucky man.
Love it. Now, Brandon, you have met before. You guys fought at UFC 236 several years ago now. Both of you have evolved greatly. What do you think is the biggest strength that you have moving forward, and what is your biggest evolution, you would say?
Biggest evolution, knowing timing and space, how to use my range so much better. My biggest asset for fights like this is durability. I can take them and keep coming. Like he said, I don't think it's going 5 rounds, but if it goes out of the first round, I think every second that it goes past that, it leans towards me. But like he said, I got to make it through the first 5 minutes, but he also has to make it through the first 5 minutes. I hit him with some hard shots in that last fight in the first 5 minutes too. I almost knocked him down with a jab. So it isn't just like he's the only one that has the power. So I'm not saying I can't finish it in the first round, but I'm saying the further it goes into the fight, definitely the more it leans towards me. But who knows? Nobody knows what's going to happen. I'm going to be in there swinging. He's going to be in there swinging. Somebody's going to get caught eventually.
And same question for you. If you win this fight on Friday night, who is the first person that you call and tell?
Probably Pizza Hut.
Great
food,
answer.
Get some
Great
donuts.
answer.
Like he said, everybody's going to be here. I'm just going to go and eat some good food.
My next question is for Maurice. Maurice, you train alongside John Jones, and you mentioned that you gave a lot of love to your team and John online. What or how has Jones's influence helped you for this fight camp?
In every aspect. Like, it's not by chance that, I've been able to, we did 2 camps together, and I've known for, going on 5 years, and, I've got to see the mental, physical, the work that nobody wants to do, and that's the work I call in the classroom. That's studying footage, studying film. It's invaluable. Like, there's just, it's so valuable. Sorry, it's so valuable, and I'm so blessed that I've been able to pick up some of those gems from John, and all the coaches. I mean, he's the greatest, and he's been with the same coaches. They're the greatest too. So we're gonna see Friday night, man. We're gonna see Friday night. That little bit of scariness and that unknown is what I like. That's what drew me to this. I was scheduled to fight in March in Orlando, and it didn't work itself out, and it was a blessing in disguise. And when they came back, I still had that itch I needed to scratch, and now I get to do that. So I'm excited to do that.
Thank you. Over to Chase. Chase, do you have any advice for your opponent? I know he's fought many disciplines, but this is the first time he's taking off the gloves. So do you have any advice for him come Friday night for his first bare knuckle experience?
Well, giving my opponent fucking advice for it.
Maybe
just
be
show
ready.
up.
Show up,
That's
be
it.
ready.
Yeah, stay healthy, man. Hey, you know?
Let's move over to Josh. Josh, you fought Brandon Davis in MMA and won. So what were your thoughts on him getting a shot at the belt?
He's coming off a win. I'm coming off a loss, different weight class, but there's a reason I'm the #1 bantamweight in Mississippi, and just looked to prove that on Friday night. And I haven't looked at Brandon or Randy. I'm only thinking about Jason. But best believe afterwards we get stitched up, all that good stuff. I will be watching that fight, whether it's on my phone, hopefully closely in the crowd, whatever. So I'm going to be definitely watching it, and hopefully Boss Man will give me that opportunity once I show I'm worthy for that on Friday night. But first step is a veteran like Jason Knight. So
I love it. Jorge Masvidal believes, or he recently said he believes that this could be the fight of the night, the fight to watch. How does that make you feel to know that Masvidal has so much confidence in you and your performance?
I think he knows exactly the style fighters that bring it. I mean, I don't have a completely aggressive come forward style, but I got a lot of tricks. Jason only knows one thing, and that's come forward, and he's a dog. I mean, everybody knows that. He's proven himself time and time again, and he can play these tricks of he's not the best version of himself. He's the best version he can give right now. I'm not listening to any of that. I'm ready for Jason Knight and his best mental game, physical game, and just completely ready for the best version of him, so I can show the best version of me, because I know that's what's going to come out on Friday.
Love that. Now, Jason, you mentioned that you only had 2 weeks off for this fight camp. You've been working 12-hour days and then going to the gym after. So what is your motivation to work so hard?
Man, I love this sport, for one. For two, I got a lot of fucking debt that I want to get paid off. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to struggle their whole life. I got to keep a full-time job because those bills keep coming whether I want to be a fighter or not. So I got a full-time job, and that gets my bills paid. But, I'm done chasing dreams. I've lived every dream that I can. So now the only thing left to do is financial stability. You know what I'm saying? Pay some shit off and, give my kids something whenever I die. And that's all that I'm fighting for. I love this sport, but I've been doing this 18 years. It's not about, getting to a title shot or, any of that stuff. It's beating the man in front of me so that way I can get double the money. That's it.
Thank you. And we'll leave the last question to Jorge Masvidal. Jorge, this is an incredible card, and you mentioned how excited you are for this card. But if you were to choose one fight that could potentially steal the show, which fight would you be choosing?
Any of these fights right here on stage could
Yes, sir.
steal the show. I'm going to throw Guto's name in there with his opponent as well, because both of them have very, very good stand-up, and they both usually choose to stand up. Now we're going to get to see him bare knuckle, so those are like my 4 picks for who's stealing the show. Obviously the main event, we booked the main event for a reason, because we think that's the one that's more than likely going to steal the show. But the co-main event is going to be just as wild, dangerous as any fight. This fight right here, you guys can feel the tension already between these two. These two are ready to go right now. And it's not that they don't, necessarily like each other, but they're just not going to give an inch to each other. So, hats off to the matchmakers, Dean Toole. Hats off to Victoria Gonzalez for making this happen. This is our biggest and best event, and we just can't wait, man. We want to again thank all the guys, everybody that's on the card, all the guys on the stage for doing what you do, because after training camp and all that, it's cool, but then you got the real fight, no gloves. punches come harder, the hands hurt more, and it's easier to get choked out or submitted. So definitely props to these guys for always just putting it all on the line for us.
Jonathan Ramlicon, Gamebred social media. Jason, win or lose this Friday, what's the legacy that you want to leave on combat sports when it's all said and done?
Man, when it's all said and done, everybody's gonna remember Jason Knight for the guy who leaves it all in there. I don't care if I win or if I lose. At the end of the night, people are gonna talk about the fight that Jason Knight had, and that's what I'm leaving this sport. You know what I'm saying? If I lose, it's a glorious loss. You know what I'm saying? If I win, it's a spectacular win. I don't go out there, trying to fight for points. I'm trying to finish you, or you're trying to finish me, and that's it. And I've had a few of those losses where you got the guys who lay and pray, but that's not going to happen. I know that I got a game opponent in front of me, Josh Weems. He's coming out there. If he takes me down, he's looking to finish. If he's standing on the feet, he's looking to finish. And, I just don't see that happening. So we're going to go out there and we're going to set off some fireworks.
Jorge, when you see the emotions coming out of someone like Josh, what does it mean to you knowing the path you had to take that you're able to open the doors for these fighters?
Oh, we love it over at Gamebred. Just to be able to provide another avenue, another channel for these guys to get exposure, put some money in their bank, and we love it, and we're very much, we love Josh's spirit. Since the first time he fought for us, he's always put on a great show, and win or lose, this guy is fighting like at any weight, 6-day notice, 6 months notice, kind of embodies the spirit of the company, So we love it to be able to provide these guys with a different avenue, all the spotlights, all the interviews I could get, and just be able to share with these guys and get them as much exposure as possible,
Chase, you spoke to me about bare knuckle being born here in Mississippi. What is it about the culture that you believe brings Gamebred back here so often?
I mean, it's just the fighting spirit of the people, man. I mean, we get it out the mud over here, If you look at guys like Jason and Brandon and myself and Tyler, Allen, it's just a different type of mentality when we step in the cage, We're take one to give one kind of guys, and we're just born to fight, man. I mean, that's all we know around here is fighting, whether it's literally fighting or just fighting to survive. I mean, it's different. It's a mentality. It's a blue collar working mentality. It's a hard nosed mentality. It's a lot more than just a competition. It's a way to express who we are as people, and I'm proud to represent Mississippi every time I step into the cage, man.
Hey guys, Carlo Cruz of Carlo Cruz MMA. First question for Mr. Knight. Jason, a few months ago, you reached out to Weems on Instagram. You guys matched this one yourself. You wanted the fight. Why did you reach out to Josh?
Just because I know that me and Josh inside that cage is going to be fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm getting my ass kicked or he's getting his ass kicked, we're going out there and we're both going to let it all out, and nothing's going to be left there. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be any kind of questioning, whether somebody got robbed or whatever. Somebody is going to get finished, and just planning on it not being me.
Weems, what was the initial reaction when he reached out to you?
Send location. Straight up. That's
Exact. That was his exact words. Send the contract.
Maurice, you're making your debut here to the platform. At what point in your career did you really start thinking, Gamebred bare knuckle may be the place for me?
When I started running out of money.
Fair enough. Chase, Maurice mentioned earlier that, you're a guy that he wants to fight because he knows if he beats you, there's a good chance that he could get that shot against Junior Dos Santos for the belt. Do you take pride in knowing that guys are thinking that you're what it takes to get to the biggest fight of this division?
Yeah, man, it's ain't nothing but respect, and I appreciate, all the love and everything that comes, because I put in the work, man. I've things didn't work out in the UFC for me as well as I wanted to, but I think that's because I found my place here, where there are no gloves, and you got to fight me as a man, and I was bare knuckle boxing BKFC world champion, And I think that if I can win the world title in MMA, it'll solidify me as the best bare knuckle fighter to ever live, you know. And that's what I want to do. That's my goal, and that's the vision. I didn't come all this way for nothing. So.
Randy, about 14 months ago, Dean reached out to you about fighting in Gamebred bare knuckle, and you said no.
I said, fuck no.
There you go. A couple months after that, took out Jason Knight, great contest, and now about 12 months later, you're fighting for the inaugural 135 strap. Do you think destiny led you here?
I mean, yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, just taking the crazy opportunities and motivated by like adrenaline, I guess. Like, I don't want to live forever. I want to live right now. Like, this shit's gonna be crazy on Friday night. We can worry about Saturday when Saturday comes. It's cool, man, and it's a new sport with a big platform and great backing with Jorge and Dean Toole, great matchmaker, great promoter. I feel like the sky's the limit with this, and if I can come in here and just do some crazy shit and make a name for myself, I feel like that's kind of cool.
Brandon, the first time you fought Randy, it was in the UFC. You guys were the first fight of the night. Now in the rematch, you guys are headlining this and are fighting for the inaugural 135 strap. Is that kind of surreal to think about?
Yeah, man, big circle. We both come a long way. I mean, we're not in the UFC anymore, but this is the best platform you can get right now that I can think of. So, I mean, if you watch our first fight, you know that we deserve to be at the top of the line, and we deserve to be fighting for this belt. We're both good enough. We both put on the show, and this company, that's what they want. So I'm just looking forward to getting in there, having a good fight, and coming out my way.
Final question for Jorge. Jorge, each of these gentlemen throughout their career have shown they can battle through adversity. When things aren't going their way, they shift gears, they put into overdrive, they turn that dog out, they bring that dog out of them. They all have shown that they could put on fireworks celebrations. Are each of these gentlemen the exact representation of what you want from fighters fighting in this promotion?
Definitely, you know. I mean, we could give Chase as an example when you say that. I think both fights he was kind of like losing a little bit, and then all of a sudden just changed somebody's clock, and especially in the last one, Alex Nicholson, he was just taking shots, and he never deterred, never said, you know what, this isn't cut out for me. He just fucking kept stepping on the gas until he did it, and that's what we like, you know. We don't care if someone's the best athlete, but their fight style is not really, you know, a fan favorite, or they're not really just getting after trying to finish the guy in front of them. We make sure that each and every one of these guys that we got here has that dog in them to go forward when they're hurt, when they're tired, or when they smell blood. So, like I always say, this company is because of these guys, brave guys like these.
All right, guys. Thank each and every one of you for being here. We're going to do face-offs in a quick second. Guys, tickets are still on sale. Very limited, but tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com Friday night. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. on the East Coast, 3 p.m. here in Biloxi. You can get the ceremony weigh-ins at the Gamebred Bare Knuckle MMA YouTube page. And then Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. here in Biloxi. We'll go live, and we'll blow the house off. All right, guys, let's go face-off.